Hello, everybody up there. Here again with Kaylin and Alonso, of course. It's myself. We're gonna talk to the.
Hope so.
Today we're gonna talk about how the budgets work and how a lot of people has to have a budget to work in anything that you do, especially the people that deal with the industrial world, manufacturing, all that stuff. I think they have to have a budget to find work and to buy materials. Anything they do, they have to have the budget. What is one thing that you want to talk about budget?
Well, I think today one of the things that we should talk about is like as operations managers, you guys are given a budget to work with to hire out cleaning companies, to hire landscaping. Yep, any subcontractors, snow removal. You're given a budget to supply food for parties or anything you need to do like that to throw for the employees in the office that you work at. You're not supposed to use at the end of a sentence. Did you know that? I think it's a preposition at the end of a sentence. If at is a preposition, I think that's right. Anyway, so in the office in which you work, I guess would be the correct way to say that. But anyway, all right. So you're given a budget, and a lot of times I know let's just say you're given a budget for cleaning.
Yep.
A lot of times people tend to go with the lowest bid, right? So let's say you're getting ready to change cleaning companies. You have to get 3 bids. So you have 3 people come in. They give you 3 bids. And usually it's the bottom dollar that wins. Why is that a problem?
Why is that a problem? Because here's the thing. I mean, when you hire the cheapest company up there, you don't know exactly why they're charging so cheap. You don't know if they have insurance. You don't know if they have training systems in place, because the training system costs money. You don't know if they have uniforms. You don't know who they are. It's a lot that goes behind, just because a lot of people say, oh, it's just a cleaning business is the lowest thing. I think cleaning business is the same to anything else, like manufacturing things, cooking, having a big restaurant, having a big factory, having a big millionaire business. It's the same thing, because everything is overhead. Everything has a cost, like printing shirts, paying you a counter, paying you a secretary, paying somebody to answer the phone, it's all overhead. That has any other business up there that has the same thing.
Yep. And it's not just like property managers, or not property managers, operations managers that have to deal with budgets, right? I mean, it's everybody. It doesn't matter if you're CEO of a company. It doesn't matter if you're just a housewife. It doesn't matter if you're just an employee. Like, everybody deals with budgets in their lives. Sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah, like I was gonna say, everybody has to deal with budgets. Even I had to deal every day with the budget to able to get my goals that I have set up all the time. If you don't have a budget, you don't have a goals. If you don't have a goals, you don't have a budget. So you have to have the goals and able to have a budget.
And one of the things is, like we said, people tend to go with the cheapest bid that they receive. So, example, when I was little, I remember my parents hired out somebody to come in and finish the
basement?
Yeah, the basement, but like the foundation for their house.
Wow. Okay.
So, these guys came in with their big machines. Again, I'm pretty sure my dad went with the cheapest company from what I recall him telling us. The cheap company, friend of a friend. I think the guy had like a legitimate company where he had a name and he had insurance. So anyway, thankfully my dad found he had gotten a copy of the insurance before. But long story short, these guys dug out a gigantic hole that was like from our yard, 2 of them. One from our front yard down into the basement, and one was from our backyard. We literally walked across these planks going from our house like out further into the yard so we could get outside, because they had to tear out all the concrete, all the porch and everything. So we have these gigantic holes where like anything can come and go. Our house is like, it was ridiculous. Anyway, huge holes. The guy doesn't show up anymore after a few days.
So what did you guys do?
So, I mean, this is just recalling from when I was really little, but hearing my dad talk about it after that. But the guy didn't show up. He couldn't get a hold of him. He called the insurance company. The insurance said, no, we dropped him months ago because he wasn't paying us.
Wow.
Everything was bad. So anyway, I couldn't find this guy. Finally, my dad got back a hold of the insurance and was like, look, I know this guy was insured. when we started. So it was like a huge blessing that he was able to fight that in court and he won. So he got his money back, but he went with the cheapest company, and that's what he had to deal with. And he didn't check to make sure the insurance company, like these guys were legitimately, like they were paying. He didn't check into like systems that they had. He didn't call around to see other customers what they had thought, because I guarantee they probably didn't do a good job with other customers either. Yeah. But anyway, that happens a lot of times in the industrial office world. So like you have a budget and you have to go and you get 3 bids, and you guys tend to go with the cheapest. Not you guys, but
most of the time they pick the cheapest bid. But here's the thing: when you pick somebody that's cheap, they come over and they work for a little bit. They start doing
most
good.
Most of the time, right?
Most of the time, maybe you shoot in the dark and you pick somebody really good, and maybe not. And then here's the thing: how much frustration, stress, and headaches that you have to deal, and how much money it's costing you, because they come over and do a little bit of work, and you pay money for that, but they don't give the results that you want, and you still gotta hear from other people, hey, they missed that. I feel nasty to go to the restaurant. It's so bad in there. It's dusty. I'm getting allergies, and you have to deal with all that. How much stress just because you pick the cheapest bid?
Yep. Actually, we had that happen to us not too long ago. We cleaned for a company, a very big company in this area, and we cleaned several locations for them. Well, they called us up. They gave us the option to bid on one of their locations, and so we did. And they called us up, let us know we had not gotten it, because they took a bid that was, I think, $100 less a month than what we were. And not to brag, but like people at that location was saying, please get on the spot in here. But that's totally fine. Like, more power to them. But they're not happy with these people. So now they not only went through all the work and money to send all the emails out, to get all the stats together, to come up with all the bids, all that stuff, just to be in the same place that they were before.
Yeah.
And I mean, you got to do what you got to do as a company, but when you're working with a budget, it's hard sometimes. But you need to, our advice.
You need to know which one, where you want to stretch. If this is really worth it to continue doing over and over, or just like I need to focus this energy to focus on my job, because believe it or not, when you're in stress, you don't perform the same. You always thinking something else, and it's in your job or in your marriage. I mean, if you got stress in your marriage, trust me, you're like, whoa. One
what do
guy.
You mean by that? We don't have any stress in our marriage.
I'm talking about if I had stress in
there
my house.
There is no stress in this marriage. Just kidding. Okay.
If I got stress in my marriage, I can perform good in my work. Or if you have a stress because one of the things that you're supposed to take care is not working correctly, you're stressed and you cannot focus correctly in the other areas that you're supposed to focus the most. That's where it makes you money. And then you have to control this little tiny problem right here, just because you pick and you try to save a little bit of money and you pick this company to do this job. And you're like, okay, I save money. That's good. I can put it somewhere else. But here it comes in the long run. People don't show up. People do the job, they do halfway. They tend like, they break something, and then you call and they don't have insurance, or they've been stealing from you, and you're like, what the heck? Yep. And then you try to get a hold of the insurance. Oh, guess what? I don't know that business. We don't have insurance with them.
And the list goes on. Months ago.
Yeah. Or they just disappear, and you just end up losing, I don't know, things that they steal or damage the floors, or just destroy your building because you don't know. And is why we recommend when you hire a company, make sure they have insurance, make sure they have systems in place, make sure you dedicate that time when you bring somebody aboard, this a contractor, to have that time and sit up with them and talk to them. Hey, how do you guys process your system? How do you guys work with the people? Do you have a system to contact them? How do you guys check him?
How do you train?
How do you train him? Because that's a big key for anything up there that you do. Doesn't matter if you're a small business, big business, if you don't have the proper training to you people, you will still spinning wheels like a little mouse going around. But you gotta make sure they have insurance. You gotta make sure they're legitimate. You gotta make sure that they have a uniform. If I show up with no uniform, and the people in the office, who is this guy?
Walking around.
And he's pretending like he's Dustin, but he's just walking around. What's going on? So if they show up with a uniform, like, oh, okay, it's the cleaning company, or it's the landscaping guy, or it's the electric guy, or whatever. But you had to have that time and focus and talk to the guy this you bring aboard, because
take a little time out initially to make sure that you're checking everything that you want to make sure is done. You're checking that to make sure it's a legitimate professional company that you're hiring, rather than just going with the cheapest bid and then being in the same exact position, a couple months down the road. Real quick, Travis Robinson, what is going on, buddy? I haven't seen him in so long. I just want to say, I see he's watching, so thanks for watching, man.
Thank you, buddy.
Oh, we missed you. Move back up here. All right, but anyway, so those are just few little tips that we had. Just make sure you do your due diligence. Sometimes when you do that, you're going to find that it's not a lot of times you're going to find it's not the cheapest person, but sometimes it's not even going to be the bid that came into second place or third place. It's not usually going to be it might not be the middle bid either. It might be the highest bid. They might be a little bit over your budget. Is it worth it to go a couple $100 over your budget, or can you, maybe you could see if you could sit down together with the companies that you're bringing in, if they are over budget, but they have all of these things in place that you need in order to get that headaches and frustration off of your plate and just be done with it. Maybe it would be worth it, in the long run, because you don't have to sit down and waste money and time again. And so
time and stress and over and over it's just painful. I mean, to me, it's worth to pay a little extra money if it's in my budget than just try to find somebody cheaper just because it's cheaper.
Even if they're outside the budget. Like what I was going to say is maybe you can come together, sit down, and see if you guys can work something out. Let them know what your budget is, and then see if they can work, maybe you guys can work out a different schedule or something like that with anybody that you hire. So definitely you want to do your due diligence, check, make sure they're legitimate, professional, they got everything in order correctly before you hire them, because anybody, like talking about a cleaning company or whatever, but like a cleaning company, they can grab a mop and a broom and call themselves a cleaning company. And, a lot of people can just go out and buy a tractor and say that we're landscapers, but you just really got to check and make sure, because if you go with the cheapest, most of the time you're going to end up getting burned. So
I'm don't give us wrong, like there's no good people up there that try to do those things. I mean, there's a lot of people up there that try to make a little bit more money, and some people, they can do the right thing, continue working, because they're trying to build something for themselves too. Don't hear us like saying, judging, there's no good people. There's a lot of good people up there, but it's most of the cases when it's a company that comes in and they don't have the right system, they don't have training, they don't have anything. If it's a small people that starts, I think they gonna do a good job. But if it's a large company and you're like, okay, what is the system? You only get a hold of the people when they need the check that you have to pay, or they don't answer the phone most of the time and they don't return your calls. That's a red flag right there. But it's always about your budget. We talk about budget. It's even for the house, even for anything that you do up there. If you don't save money, I'm gonna say this. Like some people, they say like it's hard for me to save money, and this is totally out of the game. But saving money is the key, and it's related to the budget. If you don't have a saving money and you don't have a goals, it's gonna be impossible to work forward.
Yep. Well, with that said, I mean, like you said, it's not that the cheapest is always going to be bad. So yeah, we're not trying to convey that at all. The thing is, though, and you said it's about saving money. Sometimes, I think what we're trying to say is that sometimes you're not going to save money. Sometimes you're going to have to give a little bit extra. Sometimes it's going to be right within your budget. But always do your due diligence. Check them out. Sit down, talk with them, get all the questions out. So it'll save you time and headache and in the future.
Yeah, and one of the things that I want to say real quick, I mean, when you hire somebody, anybody, even for your house, your office, your business, or whatever you do, have that time set up at the side and sit down. I want to talk to you. Explain to me how you're going to get that done, how long it's going to take you, whatever. It's like too much details, but trust me, when you focus the time directly to the person you're going to bring aboard and tell them exactly the way that you want, that's what you're going to get. And write it down and have a copy the guy that you're going to hire, and let him know, this is what I want. And if you can give me this service that I want or this product that I want, please let me know so I can go with somebody else. And that's all what we are. I mean, I don't try to make about us, but we try to be the honest. And everybody says that. I want to try to be honest. But that's the key. Be honest, be real, and be friendly. That's a little bit our core values, huh? But
2 of them there.
try to be, try to set up that time to discuss what you want. What is how are they going to perform? How are they going to break it down to you? If they can explain and sit down with you and talk to you and just handle a paper, this is how much it's going to cost you. I mean, to me, that's a red flag right there.
Yeah.
So,
well, if you're out there and you are frustrated with your cleaning company, you're thinking about hiring a new company, don't do it until you check out this free guide that we have for you out there. Go to onthespotcleaning.net/frustrated. Check it out. Or you can email us at support@industrialofficecleaning.com. We just are changing our name, as you know, out there. Support@industrialofficeclean.com. And we'll get over that free guide to you guys. So anyway, we hope this was helpful and hope you guys enjoy your weekend. And thanks again for watching and listening to us. And we'll talk to you later.
Yeah, and be there. Bye-bye.